Bam Belly Young, one of Watt's three sons, representing the 10 foes, standing 10 toes down. East side ours, because the east side is ours, man, and we still breathing, baby. We still breathing. If you're breathing, you got opportunity. You got a chance to try to get it right. And we have an obligation, especially as men, to try to get it right. Shouts out to the homies, man. Shouts out to everybody that's tuning in. I see my man Daru Sherrills, my big brother, is in the house. I see my brother Little E is in the house. You understand? Glad to have you brothers in the house. Come check it out, see what's going on. We're here to talk about what's going on. What's going on, because we don't talk about what's going on. Nobody will talk about what's going on. But yo, man, this particular show this evening, we doing a follow-up to the last show we did because I didn't have a choice. It's still what's going on, man. And we talking about it, baby. What's going on in Cincinnati, baby? What's going on? What's really going on in Cincinnati? We got a few videos we're going to get into to get to some updates on what's going on in Cincinnati because everybody's asking the same questions. We only see black folks being arrested. No, you only see black folks being arrested. Everybody agrees with that. Everybody also agrees that it was not a black punch that initiated the melee. So how does these two things match up? It's like the math just don't math when it comes to black people in America, man. You know, like we 7% of the so-called, undocumented, but 20% of the undocumented facing deportation. How does that math? We're 7% of the population as black males, but we make up 50% of the prison systems. How does that math? The math is so weird in the United States of Amnesia. And math comes from the Hebrew word amat. Amat means truth, because when you do math correctly, it can't mess up. Math is the building block. It's the nucleus. It's the DNA of all the other sciences. You can't have no other science without math, right? So why the math ain't mathing when it come to black folk? I'm just curious about that, yo, because I'm just saying I could be wrong. But we're gonna have to look at the information, and we're gonna have to make our decisions after we see the information. My job is to bring it to you and talk to y'all about what's going on. Y'all can decide what to do with it once y'all know what's going on, right? Shouts out to all our loved ones that's in Watts doing their thing. Before we get off into the other thing, let's get off into our thing. Sisters of Watts put it on, man, with their back to school program, yo. Shouts out to them. There will be a link in the description so you can go check that out and take a look at the videos that the homegirl Cartasia put up, man, on Facebook and things of the program. I understand it was a swing ding 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 a ding. I happen to not be able to be present, but hey, more power, nothing but all power to the people. And shouts out to my girl Robin, man, the twin, you know what I'm saying? She's a Compton Avenue baby. We love our Franklin Square beloved family. All of y'all over there, you understand? We all family. We all Compton Avenue babies. Y'all, we all know Mr. Abernathy and Miss Maxfield and Mr. Curtis. And y'all know how it is, Mr. D. Rowe. We family. But yeah, man, shouts out to the Sisters of Watts with their program. That was a really good thing, man. That went down well. Happy for them. And I want to see more programs like that going down in Watts, man, because our babies need all the supplies they can get, getting ready to go back to school, in a couple of weeks. You understand? They can be back in that schoolhouse. Sisters of Watts was trying to make sure that everybody had their little haircuts and their little hair done and got them some shoes, got them some backpacks, and they had a really nice program out there, man. Shouts out to the Sisters of Watts, man, for doing their thing. Shouts out to all the organizations in Watts that's doing their thing, and shouts out to the people and the elected officials that supporting organizations in Watts that's doing their thing. We got a whole lot of them, man. All four corners is represented. We got my brothers in the JDs. We got my brothers in the Imperial Court side. We got my brothers in the Bonniana side. You got my boys in the hood, the Hosties, the circles, everybody that's about that intervention work. That's about that doing your part to make your community better thing. Those are all those people that's about that whole, you either build or destroy where you come from thing. You understand? We all went through certain transitions, most of us went through a twilight period in our life, Peace be upon my big brother. But most of us went through that twilight period, man, that darkness to light, baby. And we went, some of us went from the light to the dark first. We're going to be talking more about that, man. We're going to be pulling brothers in, man, to discuss these things. My big brother Daoud going to come on the show, man, on one of these here Sundays. We're going to put it together, man. We're going to have the Twilight Hour that's coming. We'll be putting that together for Sundays, man. That's going to be the Sunday show, the Twilight Hour. Stories of inspiration and redemption, man, and politic type of rehabilitations, man, and Malcolm type transitions, man. We want to talk to all the brothers who've been on both sides, who went through that side, walked up the hill and got onto the other side. We want to talk to these people. We want to talk to the sisters that went up that hill and got all the way over to the other side. People need inspiration, man. People need to hear these stories so they can know they're not alone, man. That's the biggest thing that the enemy do, is convince you that you're alone and you in this fight by yourself and this is just you. And you know, man, you're not by yourself, man. We all in lost recovery, man. Listen, observe, study, and teach. This is the motto of the Social Solutions Institute. This is lost recovery, baby. When we listen, observe, study, so that we can teach. You understand? And that's what we do, man. That's what we do. We love our people, man. We love our babies. We love, hey, come together, man. Ye nation not desired. Shema Mashiach Yahweh. And that's how things will get done, man. Hey, but let's get off into this video. I don't want to hold y'all forever and ever and ever. I know everybody got things they want to do and that they got to do. So we're going to transition, man. We're going to get off into these videos. I'm going to show y'all what we get talking about, what's going on in the Cincinnati. This brother, the first brother y'all going to hear speaking is the preacher brother. I believe his brother's name is Pastor Lynch. And he's going to be the first person to make comments about the most recent developments. But we're gonna get off to some other videos, man, and hear about some stuff that a lot of folks got to say. And before it's over, we're gonna get off into the big question. Is it all right for black people to defend themselves in the United Snakes of Amnesia? That's the big question. That's the big issue everybody had with Brother Malcolm. The whole fact that Malcolm was all about self-defense. Everything in life, everything in nature will defend itself. Self-preservation is the first law of nature. So everything will defend itself. Even those little ill things in the ocean that ooze out that slime just to make other animals leave them alone. You understand? You know what I mean? Everybody got something. They got a beetle that's literally skeets acid out of its abdomen into the face of its possible predators. You understand? Everything, man. A skunk will make you smell like death just to get you away from it. Everything in nature, man. But when it comes to the United Snakes of Amnesia, is it all right for black people to defend themselves? Because my God, man, we're on the receiving end. If we, as much as like Denzel was talking about that, this is the only place that the lamb is being attacked by the wolf, and if the lamb swings back once and scratches the wolf, everybody is worried about the wolf. This place is bad. It's upside down. You turn me. Hey, man, but like I said, we going to get off into these videos because
a press conference.
We going to get off into these press conferences and all these things, and y'all can take a look and y'all can tell me what's, man. Y'all know better than I do. Let's listen.
This was held in Cincinnati about the brawl where white people were beaten to near death.
Our investigative teams have identified 6 victims, 5 males, 1 female, each subjected to unimaginable physical violence.
Let's remember the use of the phrasing victims there as we...
Absolutely. Victims. I mean, can a victim also be the initiator of the particular incident? Can you be both? Can you be the perpetrator and the victim? Man, good question. That's a question that just popped in my head just now. Let's keep going.
We move forward.
We are a proudly diverse city with a large and vibrant black community that is rich in tradition and in history. The racial dynamics of this fight are unavoidable, and some have cynically used the opportunity to try and divide us along racial lines.
Let's now remember the idea that people are trying to divide along racial lines as we listen to what this local pastor had to say.
Let me address.
Gotta keep it 400, man. Well, that's what we here to do. Keep it 400. We'll take a listen to the brother, man, and y'all, hey, listen to what the pastor had to say, man. You can listen to all the other pastors. Let's take a good listen.
Briefly the racializing and politicizing of this event that happened this past weekend. We would not be here, and this would not be national news. This would not be national news. This was a group of black people that jumped on other black people. It would not be national news if...
Yeah, that happens all the time, you understand. They put that in our face like Ali jab. Black on black crime, black on black crime. This would not be national news if it was just a bunch of brothers or Negroes out there fighting amongst themselves.
It happened in Montgomery Inn, and somebody beat down 2 elderly white people. But obviously it's national news because it's been racialized. So let's walk back. For those who want to racialize this, it was a fight that took place. It was a black man and a white man, one-on-one. They were facing each other, and no punches were thrown. A kick was tried that didn't land. And for those who want to racialize it, then a black man stepped in between the combatants, separated them, and said, "This is enough, stop fighting, everybody needs to chill."
Honest to God, watch the video yourselves, and if it don't match up with what this brother is saying, I believe that your small differences that you might see will be they'll be minor. But for the most part, this brother's giving an outline breakdown of what happened out there. Now, hear what he said. There was a kick and it didn't even land. Then you had somebody that came and tried to stop the incident, that tried to intervene.
And then for those who want to racialize it, the white man then steps back in the ring and slaps not the black man that he had just squared up with, but slaps another black man.
Whole nother person. Mm-hmm.
So after that, he was met with disproportionate force.
That is the term that they like to use. That is a term that you've all should be done heard before. Disproportionate force. Disproportionate. That force was disproportionate.
For those who want to politicize it, the J.D. Vances and the Vivek Ramaswamis and the Bernie Marinos and the Christopher Smithermans and many others who want to politicize it, they have not yet said something that I always hear when a black person, say, runs from the police and then is met with disproportionate force, sometimes ending their life.
Oh, we all know about that there, don't we? Disproportionate force. He's running. Disproportionate force was used because he was fleeing.
What we hear is, well, why did they run? Why didn't they just comply? We hear that every time. But I've yet to hear anybody say, why didn't he just walk away? So let me back up so you understand this. 2 combatants, 1 black, 1 white. A black man steps in, breaks it up. The white guy re-engages, slaps, not the black man that he had just squared up with, but slaps another black man. And nobody's asking, why didn't he just walk away? And so when I see, and I don't know who else the chief is looking for or CPD is looking for, but when I see the mugshots, I only see people who look like me. I don't see the person who re-engaged, slapped not the initial person, but slapped another black man. So I don't see the slapper's mugshot. And so sadly, I have to agree, this is racial because it is unequal justice. And so
just us, because, just because, or just us, just because. Justice. An unequal balance is an abomination to my master, who is the creator and animator of all things in existence. Balance, baby. Justice. Something black folks been trying to get in the United Snakes of Amnesia for a very, very, very long time. I think it was the founding father, Thomas Jefferson. I'm almost sure that he said this. I'm going to paraphrase. But he said something along the lines of, He look up on his nation and he trembles when he thinks about the fact that God is a God of justice, and his justice cannot sleep forever. He said something like that along those lines. Thomas Jefferson, Mr. Raped the little black girls and, did what he did, Yeah. Founding father. Yeah, he said something like that. But yes, justice seems to elude black people in America, man. We just can't seem to get none. And even if it looks like we getting some, it's the whole, swallowing a camel and stringing it on a gnat situation. We got to hear, we listen to people talk about Holocaust is 6 million people. It was estimated over 100 million of us died in the transatlantic slave trade. Then you have another 70-something million Native Americans that were put to death. The colonization of North and South America, who are our brothers, who are our people. You understand? Justice, baby. Where is the justice? Now, for people who done faced all that kind of, injustice and inhumane treatment, one of the victims of the worst crime against humanity in the history of the freaking world. This is a people who you also turn around and say, I can slap you, which is not just assault. That's like the most disrespectful thing you could, especially to a man.
So until we see all the mugshots, this is still a racial issue.
Wow, something tells me he went a bit rogue there. So we've established the people as victims, and then later called for at least one of their arrests in the press conference. This seems to align right in with what a city council member had to say about this.
Cincinnati Councilwoman Victoria Parks appeared to blame the victims, commenting on a Facebook video, quote, "They begged for that beatdown. I am grateful for the whole story."
The controversial 2 sentences started circulating early Wednesday. I reached out to Parks' office and was told she was on vacation. She later confirmed to WOWT that she stands by the post.
But amidst all this craziness, you may be pleasantly surprised to hear this.
Our officers risk their life daily to remove violent offenders from the streets, only to see them released quickly and sometimes without consequences. This cycle must end.
Hey, I have to agree. This violent criminal that initiated this entire melee, he ain't been arrested at all, never let alone released and to reoffend. Let's go to the next video, ladies and gentlemen.
And thanks for joining me here at 6. I'm Adrian Whitsett. Tanya has the night off. That breaking news. Cincinnati's Mayor Aftab Purival today promising a priority of safety in his first in-person address after last weekend's violence downtown. Announced tonight, the Highway Patrol will begin patrolling our city's highways, and a new bike patrol is rolling out in the Fountain District. Meanwhile, the police chief says 6 suspects have been charged in the attack. 3 had been arrested, more arrests promised. WCPO 9 News reporter Sean Delancey was at today's news conference and breaks down how city leaders say they are meeting this moment.
Yeah, Adrian, city, county, and regional leaders were unified at today's press conference that more must be done to address violence in the downtown area, but they pushed back on the notion that nothing has been done up to this point to find answers. Mayor Aftab Purival called the fight over the weekend and any violence inexcusable in the city. He says that the city has been actively working to address crime downtown and in other hotspots based on data. The response has involved deployment of additional task forces, including one that was active downtown until just an hour before the fight broke out. They've also added additional CPD walking patrols for visibility, and they rolled out a new drone program just last week.
It is our responsibility as city leaders, it is my responsibility as your mayor to fix it. There is obviously more work to be done, particularly in our downtown, but our strategies and investments have led to a significant decrease in citywide crime.
As for the investigation into this fight, Police Chief Teresa Thigi says that 6 people, including 3 who've already been arrested and we've identified, have been charged with aggravated riot and felonious assault. The 3 people who were arrested are
3 black folk They love putting our faces on the news and making us look like we the most vicious animals in the history of this country. I beg to differ. I will raise you. Don't get me started.
Are Montianez Merriweather, Dakira Vernon, and Jermaine Matthews. Matthews has since bonded out of jail. Fiji says that the city's Fugitive Apprehension Task Force is actively seeking the other 3 people. CPD would not reveal who or where they may be. Fiji says that they are keeping a lid on all of that information until they actually make some moves on all of this to avoid impeding the investigation. At the banks, I'm Sean Delancey, WCPO 9 News.
All right, Sean, thanks. Last weekend's fight left a lot of people wondering what happened and how the city would respond. And in just the last 24 hours, we received hundreds of questions from you on Facebook. And we brought some of those to the city leaders today. WCPO 9 News reporter Sam Harris-Simowitz joins us live. So what answers do we get today for viewers?
Adrian, those questions covered a variety of topics. We've heard concerns regarding the response to downtown safety following the incident and if that could affect other neighborhoods. We also heard questions about what could change fairly immediately. Chief Thigi answered that by saying she's putting together a committee across our local criminal justice system. She also said the committee will include police, chiefs, and judges. We put a post on Facebook yesterday, as you mentioned, and received over 1,300 comments. I want to answer this question from WCPO 9 News viewer Ramon C. Miller, who asked, quote, why is it the guy who got slapped was arrested and not the guy that slapped him? The conversation.
Oh, that question just keep on coming up, don't it? Yeah. Yeah, the initiator, the instigator,
Conversation about a white man seen in a video slapping a black man was first brought up in today's news conference by Pastor Damon Lynch. The mayor and police chief both responded to that issue and if we can expect more charges to be filed. Take a listen.
That there is no doubt that this public safety challenge, that this incident will require further investigation, further charges, and further arrests for every single person involved. The investigation is ongoing, and I expect that we will have more charges and more arrests as the investigation proceeds.
Now, questions about that slap was also addressed in court earlier the week on Wednesday. A CPD detective said the victim, quote, mugs suspect Jermaine Matthews in the face before the fight escalated. As the press.
The detective said that. This ain't the first time. You watched my previous video. The detective said it. It's been stated in court by one of the defense attorneys as well as other police officers. Law enforcement officers have all stated this, right? Why hasn't this man been charged? Why he has not at least been charged formally and made the bond out and had his bail at $500,000 and all of that? You understand? Hey, I don't know, the bails will be different because his charge would probably be different. He'd just be facing a battery or what y'all. I know they're gonna try to mark it down as low as they can get it. But bottom line is, you did assault a man. As far as everybody else is there, you that was an unwanted touch. That's assault. But let's listen to the folk.
Press conference continued today. Police Chief Teresa Thigi went into further detail about her office's attempts to speak with the man accused of slapping one of the suspects.
Just yesterday, asking the investigators to go to the Justice Center, speak with him. He is represented by counsel. The investigators are aware of that. They spoke to his counsel before they went down to see him, and the counsel said no. They didn't.
Shut up, Meg. Shut up, Meg. Shut up, Meg. Shut up, Meg.
What kind of shit? Y'all hear that?
He did not want the police talking to his client, so therefore we have not had a conversation with him yet.
That's just one question of.
This man is a suspect for assault. First of all, that initiated a melee. Don't they got something called what is the charge? Inciting a riot. He can't even get charged with that for slapping that man like that. You understand what I'm saying? Dude, this shit is, look, this is not an even balance. An uneven balance is an abomination to my master. These are so-called Christian folks, y'all.
Many, we want to continue to hear your concerns and questions about this issue and others across our area.
Before y'all know, we gonna listen to that one more time before we go to the next video. What did this police chief just say?
Just yesterday, asking the investigators to go to the Justice Center, speak with him. He is represented by counsel. The investigators are...
Does that mean he's unarrestable because he's represented by counsel? You have a right to legal counsel after you've been arrested and to be there present for your questioning and all that. How's that stopping y'all from putting him in handcuffs and booking him? I don't understand. Is he a diplomat? I know they keep talking about he's from Russia and all that, and I know Russia is America's enemy right now and all that, but is he a diplomat? Did he go to his embassy? Did they take it up with the State Department? Why hasn't this man been charged is what I'm trying to understand.
Aware of that. They spoke to his counsel before they went down to see him, and the counsel said no. He did.
What kind of fucking counsel does he have? I need that. Whatever kind of lawyers he got where he could just tell the police no. I understand no, he doing that, he want to take his Fifth Amendment right and not answer any questions. That's his constitutional right. Even if he's not a citizen, he has that protection while he's in the United Snakes of Amnesia according to their bullshit ass laws and rules. But here it is. This is something different right here. No. It's like, wait a minute, y'all said no, he don't want to ask no questions. How can lawyers tell you no, he's not arrestable? I mean, I can understand a lawyer saying no, we don't believe that this is arrestable and we'll fight you when we'll see you in court about this. But how is it stopping law enforcement from doing their job? He broke the law. He struck a dude who wasn't even the dude that he was having his initial issue with. Yeah.
First of all, you don't slap a man. First of all, you don't slap a man. Okay? I mean, even when slapping was fashionable, and, they did it in Paris, the guy would come up, whap hat, I challenge you to a dude. They would have a gunfight after that. Somebody had to go.
Check this picture out.
Is he lying? You don't slap a man. You would have been better off punching him and making it go into a fight or whatever. You slapped him, you bitch slapped this man in front of a crowd of people. Like it was just, you just have to, it was all right for you to do that. You have a right to do that. And don't get it twisted, man. It was a time where that would have been completely legal in the United Snakes of Amnesia. You understand? Let's get off into these other videos. You gotta get into some of this other commentary. You gotta catch what these folks is out here saying.
There's the still shot of Goonie 2-Time getting slapped. Okay?
You don't slap a man.
Pack that up. Now I'm gonna show you, here comes the brawl that happens after the slap. Check it out.
Before we even get into this clip, I need you to hear me out, because the way this whole story has been told in the media is straight up misleading. They're making it seem like a bunch of black folks just jumped some random white guy out of nowhere in Cincinnati. That's not what happened. And when you see the real footage, you're gonna understand why people are upset. This wasn't some random attack. This all started when a man, and let's be clear, he's not even American, he's Russian, walked right up to a young black man and slapped him across the face. Yeah, slapped him. And you already know, that's not something you just let slide. But here's the thing, the news left that part out. They didn't show you the beginning. They didn't show you what sparked everything. They just showed you the part that makes us look bad, without any context. So before you judge, before you decide what you think happened, watch this. Watch the whole thing. And remember, there's always more to the story than what they put on the news.
Y'all hold up for a minute. Let's talk about Cincinnati, Ohio. Because that little white boy, old man, whatever you want to call him, was not innocent. That white boy reached and slapped the brother in the red shirt across the face and started the fight. Now, they may have had words for 20, 30 minutes. I don't care.
You know how bad he would have got his ass whooped in the projects? What's going on? If you would have reached up, especially if it was the right person, you think that was, dude, he would have been in the hospital. He would have been sitting in the hospital for some days, yo. You don't slap a man, especially a man who's trying to break something, trying to intervene and say, hey, man, no, don't do that, let that go. And the first thing you do is slap him? Man, you would have got a two-piece, you would have got everything that went in, fry, shake, everything. You would have got the whole thing, I promise you. Launch all weapons.
He reached and put hands on the black man first. And then he got his ass handed to him. As far as the lady getting hit, I'm sorry. I don't agree with that. But what I don't agree with is white women and their just ability to have to get into the middle of two grown men fighting. Let him get his ass whooped. I don't care if you love me, whatever, just stay back. Just stay out of it.
Real talk.
Because when they get hit, then it's a problem.
That's when he
now,
started.
That was a direct attack on her. She got knocked the out. And that was on purpose.
She really did.
But she should have stayed back at that point. Situational awareness, people. Do not jump in there. And I'm betting all of them dudes, had they kept their mouth shut and walked the on, wouldn't have started. I'm sorry, but that was not just a group of random brothers walking down the street looking for some white boys to beat up on. That was a bunch of motherfuckers bumping them gums until he reached and swatted that old boy's face and slapped him across the face, and then he got his ass handed to him.
Tell it like it is. In my Aaron Neville's voice. I'm nothing to play with. Go and find yourself a toy. Go reckon. Tell it like it is. Y'all need to go find something to play with.
That wasn't a race crime. That wasn't no hate crime. That was an ass whooping. He should have never put his hands on that brother. If they disagree, and I have disagreed with plenty of brothers in the street.
That's right.
I ain't put my hands on none of them.
That's right.
We talk it out like men.
Best thing to do.
Now,
you go that way and I go this way. We don't agree. I go that way. You go this way. Especially with men. You know what I'm saying? Because there's only so much talking we can do before we got to shoot the fair one. We're men. You know what I'm saying? So it's best let's let this conversation alone. I'm going to go over here and back. And you know what? It'll make it where it won't become an issue between you and I. We can continue to work together if we have to, or whatever it is that our engagement is. We may never see each other again, but let's depart peacefully. It's best for both of us. You understand? I got plenty to lose. I'm sure you do too. You understand? So let's just, choose to go that way. You go that way, and we good. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to take that walk? I'll take that walk. I ain't got no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? I learned a long time ago about this whole punking out shit and all that. No. You say what you want. Don't touch me.
The first punch got thrown? No, that was some bullshit. I don't agree with a crowd jumping on people. I don't agree with him trying to pickpocket the dude, steal his wallet in the middle of the street while he's knocked the fuck out.
Now, if any of that actually happened, I don't agree with that either. But the ass whooping, the stumping out and all that, I don't got a problem with none of that. Because you out there talking to them, you'll hear more videos, you'll see more. They out there saying all this N-word that and this, that, and thinking that just freedom of speech. You're right, you do got that. And people will let you make it off of your freedom of speech until you touch them.
Those dudes need to go to prison. But slapping him and starting a fight, that was all on the white dude. Sorry. And I ain't 100% sure, but I don't think they was white. I don't think they was white.
He can't diss all of a sudden. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. That's going to come up later, too. The Caucasus Mountains are in Georgia, Russia, bro. Where you get the word Caucasian from. You don't get more Caucasian than a Russian. Get the hell out of here.
Nah. Don't look like it. But why was they starting shit? Somebody bumped into somebody? Who cares? The white boy slapped the brother across the face and got his ass whooped. That's justifiable.
So the Cincinnati mob beating viral video of some white folks, I think a husband and a wife, or two dudes, and one of the dudes' wife got the holy shit kicked out of them by a group of black folks. But the media is not telling you what led up to this incident. They're portraying it and playing it as this was just a mob attack, a jumping of some white folks by a group of black folks. So I wanted to wait until I had some more of the backstory before I came in front of my followers here to let y'all know what was really going on. So I'm going to show.
And shouts out to all the content creators. I'm gonna try to put everybody link in the description. Y'all can follow them and, you know, keep up with the other work that they do. But shouts out to all the content creators. Everything that we use here is fair use, you know, for fair use, for education, criticisms, news reporting. Y'all seen the disclaimer at the beginning of the video. And yes, we don't own the rights to nobody's music. But yeah, man, shouts out to all the content creators, because without y'all there would be no me. Y'all come together. We make Voltron around this piece, yo.
Show you some receipts. I'm going to show you some still shots and about 2 videos. So just stick with me as we break this down, because I think it's really important for race relations and tensions and stuff like that here in the United States of America. So first of all, I grew up in the hood. Every fight, check it out. All right, now let's see how the news is portraying it. Check this out.
Unbelievably vicious video. This is very tough to watch. I gotta warn you. In Cincinnati.
Realist talk. Realist talk.
This man was
difference.
beaten in the street in Cincinnati over the weekend. The police say 5 suspects are facing charges. They're asking others to turn themselves in. Then a woman who tried to defend him also was punched and knocked out cold.
Now you know what you didn't know. Do you believe this mob attack, this brawl, was somewhat justified because of what happened to Goonie 2-Time? Or do you believe that this was just a mob mentality of some young black folks and they need to go to jail? Let me know in the comments.
I want you to imagine for just
real talk, man, we the only people in America that are told we can't be violent no matter what is being done to us. We the only people in America that's told we have to forgive everybody for what they do to us, no matter what is done to us. Check out this brother.
just a second, ladies and gentlemen, if the races were reversed, if
Shut your up. It's willfully ignorant troglodytes like yourself is why I left the Republican Party and went for a libertarian. If the races were reversed, we'd be hearing you calling black people snowflakes when they responded on social media with outrage. We would hear you judging the victims even if the only thing they had in their criminal background was a parking ticket. You would have said something along the lines of those black people f***ed around and found out. Or they played a stupid game and won a stupid prize. In our news feeds, we would be force-fed a plethora of anti-black talking points from conservative media. The whole race would be held accountable in its entirety for one black person who threw the first punch. No, there would not be riots and cities burnt to the ground. We saw a hate crime in Buffalo, New York back in 2022. No riots, no cities were burnt down. We saw a hate crime that took place in Jacksonville, Florida at the Dollar General in 2023. No riots, no cities were burnt down.
That's right.
Also in Jacksonville, Florida, we saw a black serviceman taken out by the police in his home. No riots, no cities were burnt down. Also in 2024, we saw Sonia Massey get taken out by the police in her home. Guess what? No cities were burnt down, no riots.
Motherfucking
However, Ashley Babbitt gets sent to meet her maker by the police while entering a secure government area, and I bet you're one of the many troglodytes calling her a patriot and a hero.
Very
Where
true.
you and I may be on the same political aisle, I can honestly say you and me are not the same. I didn't draw.
The truth only hurts the devil. Tell me something that this brother done said that he's saying right now that's not true. Tell me that what I said ain't true. We the only people that see, but like I said, we have no embassy. We have no seat on the UN. We're to this day, yet to this day in our captivity, we're technically property of the United States of America. The Native Americans are recognized as sovereign nations because what? They never asked to be a part of this wicked ass nation. Neither did we. We never asked for this. And unfortunately, the condition that that this government is responsible for producing severed and cut and burn all ties that we possibly had to any other mainland or other parts of the world. So we are a problem. We are a byproduct of the United Snakes of Amnesia. We're not really, think about it. We don't get treated like we actually citizens, yo. We really don't get treated like we actual citizens. We the only people in this country, dude, that look, we the only people that's told don't be violent no matter what's happening to you. Remember Dr. King, remember Dr. King, remember Dr. King. We the only people that's told you have to forgive everybody no matter what they do to you. Everybody else, whether it's the Armenians, the Jewish people, or any other nation that cries out about their mistreatment, the Palestinians are crying out about a genocide right now that's taking place, which is true. The whole world is watching a genocide take place right now. And the whole world, and everybody is not really, but enough of the world is saying, hey, what Israel is doing over there is wrong. Or what the Israelis are doing is wrong. We can't get that, man. Period in the story. And if somebody attacks us physically, we the only people in America get told, you should have, you should have just got an officer there and just press charges. Get the fuck out of here with that weak shit.
All that line of division, you did.
Only in America, a Russian immigrant can come to the United States of America, go to a black event, start a fight. Russian white immigrant comes to a black event, starts a fight with black people, gets roughed up a little bit. He don't even get his ass whipped. And the white patriots who claim to be patriots, who claim to be anti-immigration, or anti-immigrant, who want to deport all these people, are going to take the side of the white immigrant instead of the black people from the United States of America. Somebody make that make sense to me. And they're going to try to win it.
There's another point that they're making. This is an immigrant coming over here and breaking America's laws and assaulting an American citizen. That's how it technically should be seen. Especially they want to throw the race stuff in there. How about throwing the other stuff in there, the nation stuff, two different nations. So according to you motherfuckers, we're American citizens. We're American. We the one people in America that get that almost like we offend white America if we say anything that even sounds like we're not acting like we're American. We get extra ridicule for not being patriotic more than anybody in the United States. Think about it. American black people in America, when the brothers held that fist up at the Olympics, man. Oh, what? Oh, y'all not no black, y'all not no nation, y'all American. Everybody else can be whatever they are and American. Product.
An election on it. Somebody make that make sense to me, while white America patriots will take the side of a Russian immigrant over black people. And now you don't understand why black people don't trust the Republican Party. This is a point in case. Fix yourself, baby.
Now that y'all have seen the full footage, tell me this. Does this look like some random, unprovoked attack? Or does it look like somebody got exactly what was coming to them? The media's been running with this story like it was a hate crime, painting this picture of black folks just ganging up on an innocent man. But let's call it what it really was. Self-defense. Nothing more, nothing less. This wasn't...
First of all, you don't slap a man. I mean, even when slapping was fashionable, and, they did it in Paris, the guy would come up, "Why, Pat, I challenge you to a duel." They would have a gunfight after that. Somebody had to go.
A black man jail?
Now we're going to get off into this story because, like I said, we're the only people in America that are not allowed to defend ourselves. I heard about the story in Florida when the dudes knocked on the man's door in the middle of the night and told him, that he was on demon time and all of that, and tried to have the gun and all that, and he was a ex-NFL player. We're gonna do that story next, because I'm gonna go off into this different stories of black people trying to defend themselves from aggressive people who just happen to not be black, even if they're black. We just have to be victims, and we basically told be a victim or else. Don't let us find out you try to defend yourself. Oh, you took the law into your own hands. Did he? Check this one out. Let's see if y'all feel like this brother took the law into his own hands.
Jailed for murder after defending himself is now suing. I want justice. Update. Stephen Long, black man that was previously jailed on first-degree murder, charged for defending himself, now suing the city of Denver as well as the officers who conducted the arrest. Let's remind you of this one, shall we? A lot of twists and turns, the details. Despite multiple witnesses telling police that Stefan Long had acted in self-defense when he shot and killed two white assailants who had attacked him during a road rage altercation, Denver prosecutors charged the black man with 2 counts of first-degree murder. And a black star of friends filling in the details. Long ended up spending 4 months in jail and an additional 10 months on house arrest. He had an ankle monitor before prosecutors dismissed the charges for, quote, insufficient evidence. Don't you want to take care of that before you lock me up? And I've got to eat those nasty sandwiches? I don't understand. I actually do. Reminder of the incident took place June 13th, 2023, after Long had signed a lease agreement with an apartment along with his wife and 2 children. Normal day. Long then, 25, was driving northbound on I-25 while his wife and 2 children followed behind in another car. Long had been talking to his wife on the phone when the 2 white brothers, Damon and Blake Lucas, who were 22 and 21, respectively, apparently became annoyed because he'd been driving too slowly. They pulled up next to him. They yelled at him. Claim states Long attempted to exit the interstate, but the other car pulled in front of him and came to a stop, pinning his car where he
cut him off. 2 white boys pull up talking crazy. He tried to avoid him. They cut him off. This is a family man.
Was unable to move. Blake then hopped out of the car and ran up to the driver's side of Long's car, punching him in the face repeatedly.
Punching him in the face repeatedly. Sound familiar? And now y'all know what just happened. Just went down in Florida. It didn't just go down, but it's viral right now. Y'all seen the brother, window get busted and he get punched in the face. I guess it's just okay to pull up on black people, black men, and just punch them in the face. That just must be just an unknown policy that they got that we don't know nothing about.
Through the open window before Long shot him dead.
Bingo, amigo. Went up on my car, man, and I'm rolling in my car, man. My babies, my family anywhere near me, bro. It's one thing to put me in a cross. You damn sure ain't gonna put my family in no cross. Registered gun owner, man. License to carry. Or open carry state, whatever. Take these. U.S. law shield. Talk to the lawyers, man. What the fuck?
Damon, who had been driving, then hopped out of the car, ran up to the driver's side window as Long was trying to drive away. So Long shot him dead as well.
Shot one brother and still tried to flee. Ended up having to shoot the other brother. How did this dude end up? How did he get charges? Colorado is I don't know if it's open carry, but I know they do. I know they give out CCWs. I know they give you concealed carry. The man to get no kind of weapons charges, so his weapon must have been registered, must have been legit. Trust me, these nitpicking dogs, if it was anything they could have charged him with, they would have charged him with something. If the murder don't stick, we finna throw something else at you. This is crazy, yo.
Denver police officer in an unmarked car heard shots, followed Long as he drove away, notifying other officers who arrested him a couple of miles away. Now, despite the early evidence of self-defense, the Denver District Attorney's Office charged Long with 2 counts of first-degree murder.
Murder, not even manslaughter. First-degree murder. This is what they charged that brother with.
I know motive doesn't necessarily have to be a component of a crime, murder, but what would be the motive here? What would be the motive?
First degree murder has to have a motive in order to get that charge. There has to be a motive in order to charge you with first degree murder. Now, manslaughter is different. That could be an incident, an accident, a freak accident. Fought somebody, hit them, they fell the wrong way, they hit their head, they died. That's what technically give you a manslaughter charge. But you can fight in court and you could possibly win. Who knows? The thing about it is, that's the difference. Where was the motive here?
So he remained in jail, no bond, 4 months, as his family sought help from the Denver Justice.
120 days this man sat in jail, yo. 120 days.
Justice Project, a nonprofit organization focused on criminal justice reform. The charges were eventually dismissed. Denver prosecutors dismissed one charge of first-degree murder against Long in October 2023, dismissed the second first-degree murder charge in August 2024. Same incident, 2 charges of first-degree murder, one dismissed
These people the goddamn
October
devil.
2023.
These people the goddamn devil, the Bible speaker. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. These same people will slay us and hold themselves not guilty. Look, man, hey.
The next half a year later. Last week, Long filed a lawsuit against 2 Denver police officers who arrested him and labeled him the suspect, as well as the city and county of Denver, who followed through on the prosecution, accusing them of violating his 4th.
That's right. Come down on pull them all in court. This was an atrocity of justice. Now, if they love saying if the roads were, if this was a white man, just leaving them doing a lease with his family and family following him in another car, whatever he talking to his wife, and 2 brothers said he was going too slow, pulled up on him talking crazy, and he tried to drive away, and the brothers block him off and jump out, and the white boy shoot the brother down. I guarantee you he wouldn't have got arrested in Denver, in Colorado. I guarantee it. It's what's crazy. Yo, they got rifles that you can carry in Denver that you can register as a pistol. You got AR-15s you can carry in Denver as pistols. As your sidearm, you can wear that in Denver. You understand? If the roles was reversed, it would have been no mercy. Nobody wouldn't even care that that 2 brothers got killed.
And 14th Amendment rights, selective prosecution, and unlawful arrest.
Like a motherfucker, unlawful
Lawsuit
arrest.
claims Long would never have been charged had he been white and the assailants black, listing an example from a previous unrelated case where a white man chased down a black boy who had stolen his car and shot him to death, despite being told to back off the chase by a 911 dispatcher. Wow.
Sounds a whole lot like Trayvon Martin, don't it? And that white boy did not get charged. Ain't that something? I mean, I don't get it, man. Lord have mercy. The devil, he cursed me. I heard you had the cup of wife, and I'm thirsty. Hey, man. This shit is different, man. It's a little weird for us black folk, man. People can say what they want. Hey, man. There's different kind of justice in this here country, man. It's one kind of justice for the black folk, and then everybody else get their own separate justice, man. That's just the way I see it, man. I could be wrong. What do I know? I'm just a, security official. Hey, man, love y'all to death, love y'all to life, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in to the show. Just wanted to give y'all some food for thought. Talk about what's going on, baby. That's all. What's going on in Cincinnati? What's really going on in Cincinnati? What's going on in America, period, when it comes to us so-called black people? Why is it we have to go through so much to try to get so-called justice in this United States of Amnesia? Why? I don't get it, man. I don't understand it, man. But they'll tell us in the heartbeat, you're an American citizen. This is the greatest country in the world. You should be proud to be an American. Mm-hmm. Babylon the Great. Destruction came within an hour. O virgin daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed. Hey, man, I don't want to get too deep into nothing like that. But everybody know what's up with me. Love y'all to death, love y'all to life, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in to the show. Hanging out with your boy. You know, we just doing our part to, you know, trying to do our part to help bring Jacob back to the Most High. Love y'all to death, love y'all to life, man. Because we live to die and we die to live again. 360 degrees, comprehend. Whether it be here in the kingdom, man, I'm going to see y'all again. That is the desire of my heart. And my deepest prayer is for Yasha Allah, that they might be saved. The survivors of the Mu'afa, I pray that they might be saved, man. My biggest prayer, man. I know who you are. All of y'all. God's chosen, man. And this shit gonna be over with in a minute, dude. But we not gonna see no justice here. It's never gonna happen for us, man. They not gonna ever do anything to make it right with us. Know that right now. I don't care what nobody say. They'd have to do it as a nation. And they'll never come together as a nation to be right by black folk. Why do you think reparations for black people is such a big issue of being done in the United States when everybody else who got mistreated or misdone by the government, those governments had to pay reparations? Why do you think it's such a big deal when it comes to us? Because not y'all. That's a baby I used to always say, man. My brother would tell you, I just say, man, God must really love us for the world to hate us so much, because what the hell did we do? No nation can show you a time or a point where black people in America mistreated their nation, man. Messed over there. We could point out what they done did to us, though. It's cool. It's just us, baby. Just because. Just us. Just because. Hey, man, love y'all to death, love y'all to life, man. And I'm gonna pray and ask the Most High that